Hey, how's it going, everyone? Justin again, as always. Thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. I know that this month so far we've been killing it as far as the store walkarounds are concerned, where I share a little bit of my knowledge as far as tools that I've either owned or used in the past, or things that I would strongly recommend as far as product purchasing. But this video I wanted to go into a little bit more depth and a little bit more detail on some of the things that I was looking for, or what I was looking at prior to buying my Ridgid contractor's kit. And even more so, what are some of the other companies out there and what do they offer as far as their product lineups go? We'll talk about battery pricing, we'll talk about warranty, and we'll just take an overall view of what else is out there, so that way you can basically get a much bigger picture of what each company has to offer before you make your decision. Now, some of you that probably already own a contractor's kit, maybe you've had yours for over 4 or 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, and you'd like to share that with us down in the comments. Let us know, do they still make the same batteries that, for your specific contractor's kit that you purchased so many years ago, or did you have to upgrade as a result of new technology? So by all means, please share down in the comments whatever it is that you own and what kind of good luck that you've had with them or bad luck that you've had with them. All right, that being said, let's go for a little walk, and we'll just kind of peruse over some of the different manufacturers out there and some of the different cordless lineups that are available at your local Home Depot. All right, so first one up, we're going to look at some Ryobi. I have a friend, he's had his kit for as long as I've known him, which has been about 6 or 7 years now. He got the contractor kit, which you see before you, minus the 90-degree drill. But he absolutely loves it. He's left it outside. It's been rained on, sandstorms, you name it. He's abused them. The only thing I think he had an issue with in the beginning was some battery trouble, but I think he kind of got that squared away, and Home Depot exchanged batteries for replacement ones. It's limited on a warranty. I think it's only like a 3-year warranty or 4-year warranty. It's not very long. Some of their tools, again, includes a charger, but doesn't include a charger. You have to look closely at that little orange symbol, because some of them say no battery, no charger, so you'd have to provide your own battery and charger. I don't think this is such a big deal, especially if you start off with a contractor kit. If you don't start off with a contracting kit and you start buying them individually, it's going to get expensive pretty quick. And we're going to talk about battery costs here for a brief moment, and then we'll look at the next brand. It's talking about batteries. So for Ridgid, for instance, we're looking anywhere between 60 and 80 bucks. Then you go to Makita, around 80 bucks, 100 bucks. Then Milwaukee, I think they're like 130 to 160. But look, this is the Ridgid kit that I have. It's the contractor kit. I think it's the Gen 5X. This might be the brushless kit. I have the brushed kit. The brush kit, to be honest, and I have used Milwaukee, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, but to be honest, I cannot tell the difference between a brushless tool and a brush tool. These things perform and they function well, and I've had them for over 4 years, 5, I think closer to 5 years now, since I had warrantied out my Doall kit, and we'll talk about Doall here in a minute. But they also sell the brushless. They also sell the Gen 4X, so if you wanted to get the predecessor to the Gen 5 and even the predecessor to the Gen 5 brushless, you can, and you can get them for a fraction of the cost. All Ridgid batteries are interchangeable, and there's a lifetime guarantee. If you go to www.ridgidtools.com or ridgid.com, you should be able to input the SKU or the serial number plus some personal information, and that tool will be guaranteed for life, whether that's your life or the company's life, whichever comes first. We all know how I feel about warranty, but look, I'd be lying if this wasn't a major contributing factor when I bought my kit 5 years ago. I might feel a little bit differently about warranty at this point, but the fact remains that if I need to, I can get my tools warrantied out from Ridgid hassle-free. I haven't had any issues, so I can't really completely guarantee you that it's hassle-free. Lord knows I did have a bit of a hassle when I tried to warranty my Doall contractor's kit within my warranty period. Again, we'll talk about that here in a minute. But look, they offer some pretty nice tools. They have a pretty good lineup and inventory if you ask me. Even down to some of the smaller stuff for at-home use. Maybe the wife could use something like this, a little palm screw. I don't know, I prefer the hex driver myself, but they make them, so they're available for you. Smaller drills, which means light and weight. Little tiny vacuums for little quick messes that the kids make. Really cool little simplistic design. Even a little radio that you can plug in, charge your phone, rock and roll. Alright, let's talk about Milwaukee for now. Milwaukee's been around for a little while. We all know that. They're like the talk of the crowd at the moment. They have probably one of the largest selections when it comes to cordless tools that I've seen out of pretty much any manufacturer that from any store that I've been to, whether it was Sears, Lowe's, Home Depot, DIY Warehouse, Builder Supply, I mean Bar Lumber, you name it, I've been there. They have by far the largest variety of cordless tools that you can add to your arsenal. But again, if you decide to get them, you're looking at maybe a 5-year warranty. Some of them only a 3-year, but for the most part a 5-year warranty. You're going to want to get a contractor kit or some small kit to start off with, so that way you have a battery and charger, because again, their battery and chargers are expensive. You're looking at like $130 for a couple of batteries and like another $80 or $90 for the charger. Or you can get a kit, you spend a few $100 once, and then you add the tools here and there that you need to. I would look for a big contractor kit, which I believe that they have one, if Milwaukee's your thing. Currently I own the 1/2-inch brushless Milwaukee impact gun. I own the stubby 3/8 brushless, and I own the 3/8 drive sealed head ratchet brushless. And to be honest, I've been using them now for about a year, or at least a couple of them, and the other ones I got within the year. And to be honest, I really can't tell that big of a difference between the brushless and the brushed tools that I've used in my past, or still use today at the house. Is there more power? Sure, there very well could be. Am I gonna get that much more power out of a drill that already kicks ass to begin with? I don't know, maybe. Maybe when you're drilling into concrete. I haven't had any issues with the brushed hammer drill that I have with Ridgid. It drills through concrete just fine. But if that's some feature that you're looking for specifically, look, Ridgid offers a brushless lineup as well as Milwaukee. I just think that Milwaukee, I don't know that they do it better, but I can tell you that they're known for that, and that everybody is talking about that. That's like one of the main features that they love about the tool. One of the main features, like I said, going into buying a contracting kit that I looked at was what's the guarantee, because at that time I was looking for a lifetime guarantee, something where I had no hassle that I can turn around and warranty. But again guys, look, the largest selection of cordless tools that you can possibly imagine all come from Milwaukee. I don't know, I guess their factory is in Ohio too, and Ohio, from what I understand, is a pretty well-paying state. I mean, those guys get paid pretty good amounts of money out there, so hey, you live in Ohio, 2 thumbs up to you. You picked the right state to live in, I guess. But at any rate, enough of that. Looking at some of the deals, you can occasionally catch some of their fuel lineups getting dropped in price. This hacksaw, I've seen mixed reviews on it. Some guys love it, other guys say it sucks, so I don't know. Then they got some of these big dog saws. Okay, let's talk about the big dog saws and some of the big dog drills that they have. Do you really need this much cordless? I mean, if you're gonna get something this freaking big, wouldn't you want something that can go 110 outlet and plug it in? Because I'm telling you, if I need something that freaking big, chances are I'm outside. And if I'm outside, there's even a better chance that I don't need to worry about the cord being dragged all over a freshly waxed wooden floor or tile floor, getting marks everywhere, or getting grease or plaster everywhere, or you know, whatever stainage. Because let's face it, extension cords make a mess if you're using them inside of a nice house, which is why you'd want to go cordless. But with big power tools, no sir, 110 all day long. You're gonna want 110. Okay, just speaking from experience, I was a framer's helper, a masoner's helper, I did roofing for a while. Guys, when it comes to the big dog power tools that you need, get the 110. That's what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Now, I've used these cordless grinders in the past. The one I was using in particular happened to have been a Doall, and it happened to have been iCAD. Needless to say, runtime was about 10 minutes. Now, I do have this chop saw, this abrasive chop saw. I love it so far. I've only used it during the course of one weekend, but so far, I'm loving it. I'm having a good time with it. Alright, so Makita also has their fair share of a lineup. And I've told you guys in the past, but some of you may have forgotten, the wife has a little Makita kit. Little hex driver, little tiny drill. I think overall, a kit's like a $100 or $200 kit. The batteries she's had that kit longer than I've had my Ridgid, and I've had my Ridgid for about 5 or 6 years now. The thing's still kicking butt, man. They're a little bit, I'd say they're in an average price range. I think they're a little bit cheaper than Milwaukee. They're probably pretty close in comparison, if not a little bit more than Ridgid. And they're probably right there with Doall. But again, look, you're looking at a 3-year warranty. Most of the tools that don't come in the kit, you're paying for a charger, you're paying for batteries. Unless you buy the kit, 300 bucks for a Sawzall with a charger and 2 batteries, that's just a little much if you ask me. But I mean, you could just get the Sawzall, and then you're looking at 100 to maybe 130 bucks. Here's a hammer drill that they have. I like that it still has an ambidextrous feature, but I do like the ambidextrous thumb selector that Ridgid had to offer. Another reason why I went with it was because some of the characteristics and features that Ridgid had. Here's the 2-piece kit, 200 bucks. That's the same one that she's had for 6 years. Uses it intermittently, same exact batteries that came with the kit. They continue to hold up. Now it seems like Makita gets it when it comes to the big dog power tools like drills, masoner saws, I mean, you name it. The big dog stuff, they offer it in 110. I didn't see a lot of cordless tools when it came to the big dog stuff. So I think they have an understanding as far as what masoners, framers, and carpenters alike, they all have this need for power. And when they need power, I mean, you're either going gas or you're going 110. You're not going to be sitting there wasting half a day with a little tiny cordless that you got to constantly charge. Let's face it, it's the facts. Alright, let's take a look at some of the other stuff that we had out here, which was Doall. So Doall, again, coming at a little bit of a higher price. You're not getting a whole hell of a lot for 300 bucks. Yeah, 270 bucks for the skill saw with a battery and a charger. Again, guys, you want to look around the holiday season, Black Friday, Christmas, Labor Day sales. You want to look for these kits during those holiday sales events, because you can get a kit like this for about 500 bucks, 600 bucks, somewhere in there. I actually got my Ridgid kit, which was at the time, it was on a promo for like 450. And after tax and everything else with the Doall kit that I had, even though it was iCAD batteries, it was still $100 more expensive for the Doall than it was my Ridgid. So needless to say, I got a free contractor radio out of it. Now, that's not where the story begins and necessarily ends. I did have a problem when I had to try to warranty it out. After going to the repair shop about a half a dozen times, between tool failure, batteries melting to the bottom of it, and batteries draining prematurely, they basically told me that I was shit out of luck and that I needed to Charlie Mike and buy another set. I still had a 2-year warranty and I still had a couple months left. Talked to a friend of mine who told me to go back, talk to a manager. If the manager decides that they don't want to help me out either, I ask for the corporate number. They should be able to do something for you. As soon as I asked for that corporate number, next thing you know, I was able to pick the next contracting kit that I had hassle-free. I don't think they liked that too much, but you know what? They maintained my business by making me a happy customer. So whether they like the fact that I was willing to go to that next level and talk to somebody and higher up, whether they liked it or not, I'm a happy customer, and look, I still buy tools from Home Depot. If they would have told me to kick sand and I had to call corporate, and they would have told me to kick sand, I wouldn't be talking about Home Depot with you today or any of their tools that they have. But again, you're looking at a 3-year warranty, 5-year on certain things. Not the best warranty. I think if they want to sell more of the Doall lineup, they're going to have to start adding a higher warranty. They got a nice selection. They need to increase that warranty. Alright, coming down to grinders. So I've got the Doall 90-degree cutoff wheel grinder, whatever you want to call it, okay? The 4.5-inch blade. It's been phenomenal. A few bucks more than the Makita and just a hair more than the Milwaukee. But I'm happy with it. I like the place where the thumb selector was. Talking about Diablo blades. I just picked up for the desert patio that I'm trying to break down right now in the back of my house. I love them. I think they're phenomenal. Now, I've used Milwaukee a handful of times. Switched over to these Diablos a couple years back, haven't looked back. Absolutely love the way they cut. Their blades just seem to last a little longer. It's just my opinion though. And I like the fact that they're about half the cost of the Milwaukee. Just to give you an idea of pricing. Alright, Bosch. So these Masoner drill bits, look, I've used them for tile, I've used them for concrete, I've used them for stone, clay tile, they work. Alright guys, so that'll pretty much wrap up our video. I was able to take you back over to Home Depot. We looked at every single cordless contractor kit and individual cordless tool that each one of those manufacturers sold. I think by far out of all the stores that I've gone to this last month, they have some of the most diversified tools out there on display. Still surprised they're offering one entire section to just the Gen 1, which we didn't get to see, but you've probably seen in past videos. But now they're starting to incorporate more of the fuel lineup, some more of the Gen 2 stuff. And I even heard that there's talks of Gen 3 Milwaukee coming out. I also like the fact that Doall upgraded their batteries and got away from the iCads, because those iCads sucked. I had nothing but problems with those tools, as well as the batteries. They would get hot, they wouldn't charge, or they'd take forever to charge, or the little light would flash and it wouldn't take a charge at all. Nothing but problems. Don't know how their tools are now, but it's kind of like one of those things when you burn your hand. Do you really want to touch the top of the stove again? It wasn't for me, so I went a different route. I went with Ridgid, and like I said, even though warranty doesn't really mean as much to me today as it used to several years ago, when I first bought my Ridgid kit, that was one of the primary things that drew me into it. That was a good selling feature for me. I wanted something that was going to last a lifetime, that was guaranteed, hassle-free, because I did run into issues with DeWalt. But you know what? I'm happy with the product that I have. I haven't had to take one end to get fixed, replaced. I've had the same batteries now for going on, like I said, about 5 years plus with no issue. I've got 2 of the 4 amp batteries that it came with in the kit. I got a 2 amp hour battery and a charger, because I left my charger at home and I was down in the lower desert on a roof job. I needed a charger to charge a battery on the fly. So I just bought a 2 amp hour battery and a charger because I was there. To do that was almost the same price as it was for me to buy another 2 batteries. So I was like, well, forget it. I've got already 2. They work. I just need a charger, so whatever, I'll get the 2 amp hour. It'll lighten things up for the drill. And it did. So that's pretty much my story, guys. Look, I hope this video helped out. If nothing else, you got a chance to look around at everything there was on display at Home Depot as far as all the cordless tool lineups. What I prefer as far as my 110 tools to my cordless tools. Which cordless tools didn't work for me. Which ones that I know that have worked for friends of mine. What drill bits that I like when it comes to drilling through stone. And what cutoff blades that I switched to recently within the last couple years that I love. And I went completely that route. I used to use the DeWalt blades all the time. Then I went over to Milwaukee because I was blowing through the DeWalt ones like you wouldn't believe. Then I started using the Milwaukee ones all the time because they were better than the DeWalt. Then I went to Diablo, and I haven't looked back. Now everything, it seems like when I go in for a blade, it's got to be Diablo. That's all I got for this video, guys. Look, cheers to those of you that have your beers. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. We'll see you next time. Deuces.